Hi!
Hello, and welcome to the Daily Almanac for July 2nd. So, let's get started.
This day in history!
On this day in history, July 2nd, 1881, Charles J. Guiteau shot U.S. President James A. Garfield in the lobby of the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Depot in Washington, D.C. Guiteau blamed the president for not selecting him for a government job. Garfield died on September 19th of that year. Also, on this day in 1908, Thurgood Marshall was born. He was the first African-American member of the United States Supreme Court. He served on the court from 1967 until he retired in 1991. Earlier in his career, Marshall worked as a lawyer for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP. He helped win the 1954 desegregation case, Brown versus the Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas. Throughout his life, Marshall used the law to promote civil rights and social justice. And on this day in 1922, Ralph W. Samuelson became the first person to ride on water skis. He did this at Lake Pepin, Minnesota. Today on Word Power, we're going to talk about the expression piggy bank. A piggy bank is a jar where you save your money, right? Well, the expression piggy bank originally comes from the name of the orange clay that was used to make pottery in medieval Europe. The clay was called pig, spelled P-Y-G-G, and it was used to make all sorts of things, including jars which people used for storing their money. Over time, the name pig jar became pig bank. And children often kept these pig banks, and eventually the jars were made with snouts and curly tails and became piggy banks.
Ooh, extremes.
Today on Extremes, we ask, how long was the longest lightning flash ever recorded? The answer is 93 miles long, or 149 kilometers. This incredible bolt was a horizontal flash between clouds, and it was measured in 1956. Now, usually lightning flashes are about 5.5 miles long, or 8.8 kilometers. Lightning is formed when small pieces of ice moving around in a cloud bump into each other. Each time the ice chunks hit one another, they create an electric charge. Eventually, the cloud is full of electrical charges, and it's looking for a way to get rid of them. The tallest points on the ground below begin to create their own electrical charges too, and eventually a lightning bolt flashes between the tall points on the land and the cloud.
Health tips.
If you happen to live near someone with a pool, or you have a pool yourself, or you visit a public pool, be sure you're very careful. Never walk close to a pool unless there's an adult watching you. If the pool has a fence around it and the fence is closed, never, ever climb over. Next time you drink from an aluminum can, think about what you'll do when you're finished. I hope you'll recycle. Aluminum cans can be recycled using less than 5% of the energy used to make the original can. Recycling one aluminum beverage can saves enough energy to run a 100-watt bulb for 20 hours, a computer for 3 hours, or a TV for 2 hours. Well, that's all the time we have left today for Daily Almanac. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you tomorrow.